Anything else we should talk about on the deep dive? This is probably the first and only ever edit-free deep dive, Peter.
For the most part.
You're buying lunch.
I was going to say, should we change that?
Well, what do you want to talk about? Because I'm ready to go.
No, I don't really want to talk about it.
G'day punters, welcome to the deep dive brought to you by puntingform.com.au, Australia's #1 database when it comes to racing, and betfair.com.au, where all the proper money is wagered late, Peter, and that's what we're going to talk about. What the betting did and what the data's saying they did.
Yeah.
Which races are we going to focus on today, Sneaky, Pistol?
There was some entertaining races, there was some bizarre races, but I think we'll look at race 3 to start with. 2-year-olds, listed race, down the straight. Very special kids plate.
And it might have seen a very special horse here, ridden by a very special rider in Damien Oliver. I love myself for Greg Urell. They run a decent time, not a great time.
Yeah, I mean, they went fast to the class, 5 lengths fast to the 600. Overall, it's just I guess an average figure.
Sorry, they went fast to the 600.
For the class.
No, they couldn't have. Because I'm reading the stewards report here, Peter, and it says Unstoppable, who was backed late from, say, sort of $6.80 into a price of $6 late in a good betting race. Unstoppable rider Michael D reported the filly was not suited by the slow tempo of the race. I repeat, reported the filly was not suited by the slow tempo of the race. They've written that in the stewards report. So that must be right.
Sorry, Shane Baker, your stuff must be wrong. I'll just scribble that out. Slow, says Mick D and stewards.
Is that sweet?
Again, it's just... how much do you read in the stewards reports?
I think the time is now. I'm going to write an email and get you guys in touch with Shane Baker at puntingform.com.au, get you set up so we can get this stuff right. Because that's fiction. And it's in a stewards report. It's absolute fiction. Unstoppable, the horse itself, it went 5.2 lengths faster to the 600 in the Blue Diamond. It went 3.2 faster to the 600 on Saturday. So it went 2 lengths slower. Previous to that, at its 3 other starts, it went 4.6 slow, 7.2 slow, and 4.4 slow. So this horse has been tested here.
So it's gone slower, much slower before.
Unbelievable. Just time travel. Anyway, the race itself, Peter.
Yeah.
It's a pretty nice race. I think that River Knight, there was a stack of money early for the winner, but if you look at the betting late, it was soft as soft, which was good for us because we found it in the mounting yard and managed to get our day off to a good start at Flemington. We also backed another horse which was heavily backed late, Diamond-esque, who I don't think was suited, but was pretty plain, and you got to get rid of it for now. We took 20s. It started at 11s. That was a big go, that horse late. The other horse they backed in the race was River Knight, ridden by Linda Meach for Ellerton and Zara. Can we follow it? We can obviously follow I Love Myself.
Yeah.
It is headed to the Pago, going to be ridden by James McDonald in Sydney, and then I expect D. Oliver will take the ride back off him if it makes it to the slipper.
So a bit of pathways action there.
That's a little bit of pathways gear for you early. Do we want to touch River Knight, though, moving forward?
I thought it was pretty suited, the way the race panned out. I mean, the horse obviously has ability, but I think it's probably going to find a couple that have it just at this stage.
Something weaker, I think River Knight is worth following and worth betting on.
It's a very nice horse.
The next race, Peter, is which you're... Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I mean...
Buckle up, punters. West is best.
Oh, race 6, the Bob Hoisted handicap, the listed race. Look, it was only a listed race, but down the straight, 1,000 metres, I guess my query going into the race was Jordan Childs, would he be able to ride the horse at the right tempo, get it into the right spot? I thought it was an excellent ride from him. Just blended in lovely from that wider barrier, got it into the best part of the track. Really, the race looked pretty much over with 300 metres to go. Everything was off the bit and chasing, and the big grey mare from WA.
She's not a big grey mare. She's an athletic.
Yeah, leggy,
wiry.
Bit of a bird sort of shape to her.
Yeah, she's not a big grey mare. She's like an athlete.
Yeah, she looks like she's just stalking people in the yard. Could go mad. Look, just really well trained.
It wasn't an outstanding parader.
No, it never is.
But that's its profile, and that's the blessing you get if you go to mailbag.com.au and get our mounting yard mail. You've got 2 sets of eyes on the ponies.
Yep.
And Pete's got a very different eye to mine. And you were like, you said, this is that horse. This is exactly how it should be parading. Don't worry.
They've gone even to the 600, 1.3 lengths slow for that class. The overall figure that Fabergino's recorded here, it has actually recorded 2 previous figures that have been better in WA.
Its last start was a 13.3 above the all average benchmark, Peter.
And its second ever start was a 12.2.
Were you there that day?
Yes, but it's not the day you're thinking of.
Yep. Okay, so out of the race, Embrace Me's clocked the fastest close inside of this race.
Yep.
Manolo Blahnik, who I thought paraded outstanding.
Yeah.
Outstanding despite being huge odds. It's clocked the second fastest last 6 and 400 metres in this race. And William Thomas, a horse he can't completely sack. I half want to. I actually really want to because it's a bit of a...
It was really soft late.
Bit of a nonny and it sucks him money, but it's clocked the 5th fastest last 6, 3rd fastest last 2, and the 2nd fastest last 200 metres of the day.
Yep.
Of the race. The race.
$8.60 out to $13, closed at 12, so there was no money at all there late on the fair for William Thomas.
What about Haunted?
It's not really a horse that it often gets itself into a tricky situation. It's not the best, almost tactical horse of all time. But I thought it paraded really well. It was probably about as fit as it's going to get. It looked good for that race. Again, you can probably find a race somewhere, surely.
I think it could. I think Haunted's in for a good prep. I think this is going to be a pretty good form race. Yep. What's the next race we're going to talk about today, Peter?
Look, we'll jump into, just time travel ahead into race 7, which is the Australian Guineas Group 1. Outstanding race. For me,
big blood man.
For me, it was the best parade I've seen of the year by a long way. It's probably the best parade I've
Well, this is going to be a little bit of dribbling yarn time for the punters at home. This is what Pete and I are passionate about.
Buckle up, Buster.
Now, Alligator Blood,
yep.
What Pete's alluding to is that in the CS Hayes, it looked at top, almost hunted. That means we think the horse is like absolutely got nothing much more to give. It's going to train off and needs to set a paddock. Catalyst was the other way around and looked like when they met at this race, you'd expect Catalyst would have improved and Alligator Blood might be really shitty in the yard, really toey, and you'd be ready to go against it. But what actually happened
it was amazing.
Was somehow D. Van Dyke had put on like 5 or 10 kilos of just pure muscle onto this dappled rig. Alligator Blood was outstanding.
Yeah.
We wanted, as a betting play heading into this race, to be against Alligator Blood and against Catalyst because there was good opportunities to bet into this race outside of those two. The missed opportunity for us personally is Catalyst, who I thought was real plain in its coat, didn't look near as good as it looked the previous start. It had gone backwards from there, and we should have gapped it. We should have, what do you call it, the brick bat?
The pink brick bat.
The pink brick bat should have been taken out of the bag and just smacked this thing.
Yep.
Big missed opportunity to lay this horse. Alligator Blood was a super impressive parade in my opinion, and then makes this horse... Well, we were quite confident to be against it off its parade basically last start. Now, if it backs up in the All-Star Mile, I'm not going to say anything about it.
It was an outstanding training performance by David Van Dyke and his team. I mean, that horse has just gone to another level in the space of 2 weeks, and really it was just one of those parades where Alligator Blood, Superstorm, Soul Patch, Chenier, Dalasan looked...
And it's an outstanding ride from Ryan Maloney.
Yeah.
He's gently increased the sections from the 1,000 in. Gently. And he got away with a 12.28 and a 12.16.
Yep. They've just gone even
He's
for the
just
class,
absolutely owned this race. How any other rider in this race allowed Ethan Brown, who rode outstanding, to cross them on Commodus, serious problems there.
I mean, just quickly on Commodus, because this is quite funny.
It's not funny, Peter.
It opened at...
Peter, it's not fucking funny. If you back this horse to win at Pakenham last start, and I haven't even looked because I don't want to get any greyer than I am and feel any more sick than I am, but I bet you this thing has improved its like first 600 section by like 12 to 14.
I wasn't going to go off that, but opened 490, hit a high of 1,000, closed at $740 if you don't mind on Betfair.
Well, it beat Alabama Express home.
Yeah, it did.
It's improved. It improved its figure to the 600 from its last start at Pakenham where I backed it. I took $6 or $7. It improved it by 20 lengths. It improved its overall figure by 18 lengths. So if that's not a clear indication of what early intent can do to a thoroughbred, I'll give it up.
I mean, look, it was a pretty frustrating watch for myself. Superstorm really just took forever to get out. It had that slug catalyst in front of it. And look, I thought it was a great ride from Willie Pike, because he's basically just thinking, well, I'm following the second favourite here. It was favourite earlier in the week. You know, how good's this? And it's just not taking him anywhere. Superstorm got out late, so did Soul Patch. They both just run really well.
Superstorm's clocked the fastest last everything inside of this race. It's an enormous run. It's a big performance. I believe it's going the All-Star Mile, and I think you probably want to be with it.
Needs the wild
I
card.
do think it'd be more suited at Flemington, and it would have been suited with a different rider who put this horse into the race quicker. Because whilst you love Willie, I think this horse would have won this race with a stronger early ride.
Yeah, I mean, going back to the fence wasn't necessarily the
And
best
hold,
place
but
to
hold
go.
the fence. You're just going to follow. You're going to follow the favourite and Soul Patch,
Yeah.
who's not going to stop. The run of Chenier is enormous, absolutely enormous. We thought it fell, somehow kept its feet and it savaged the line. It's clocked the second biggest closes inside the race. I think Chenier, Soul Patch, and Superstorm are proper horses who can be followed. Alligator Blood's a beast. This race is often tricky to gauge the strength of them moving forward as they step up into weight for age, but they look a really impressive bunch. I remember talking about how strong this parade was, one of the stronger parades of a race we've seen in a long time.
Oh, if not
They were
all
all
time.
beautifully presented. I am convinced now, and I'm happy to say it, that Dalasan is a 1,200 metre horse. I don't think they'll ever do it, but it's got no ping. It was ridden with no intent. I thought the ride was awful. Like, it's got SP over these horses and has got race tactical speed, and it's just, again, you're not going to come home over 600 metres faster than Superstorm and Chenier and Soul Patch, who wants 2,000. Like, in what world, if Soul Patch is in the coffin or the box seat and you're going to cover more ground, do you think you're going to run over top of it? Ridiculous tactics they employed there, as were the tactics on Catalyst.
Just quickly on Chenier, it's in the market for the Australian Derby.
It's the only untapped horse here.
Yeah.
Like no, they're all sort of untapped. It's the horse here that we still don't know everything about. It and Superstorm. So they're the two most exciting horses for me out of this race.
Yep.
Soul Patch though is a beast.
Oh, completely.
Anything else? Probably enough.
Yeah, it's probably enough.
What are we going to finish with, Peter? The Blamey?
Yeah, I guess we have to. I mean, look, 50 stars. It was a bit of a funny run race.
I thought they walked on track.
Yeah, they've gone
They didn't walk.
even for the class overall. Basically, just 0.8 lengths slow to the 600.
Again, there are nothing in the stewards about all these change of tactics, but anyway, play on.
It was quite interesting watching it unfold, wasn't it? I mean, as soon as you see Galaxy Raider go forward, you think, oh, geez, they must be walking here. You've got Sosie Bond leading from Galaxy Raider, but...
And I know I just bashed up on Jay Carr there on Dalasan, but I think that the tactics she rode Dalasan would have been stable instructions. I'd be very shocked if the McAvoy stable asked her to sit 3 wide, no cover.
Secret plays.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, what? What was this?
It was a big performance.
This horse should have won.
Yeah.
Big roughy.
Yeah.
I think you can follow Secret Blaze. It might be flat next time, but third up, I'm very keen Secret Blaze is in for a big preparation.
What do we do with 50 stars here? I mean, in terms of the
Well,
betting, it was a little bit soft.
It backs up this week into the
The All-Star.
Australian Cup.
Oh,
Loses Craig Williams, I think he gets John Allen.
okay.
So it might be time to pull out the pink bat if they go up $2.
Yeah.
Because they will. Won't they?
Maybe not that short, but it's a horse that I'd be prepared to take on.
It's going to be right at the pointy end of the market,
Yeah.
Peter.
Yeah. Wait till your eyes fall out of your head.
It was not suited and was an enormous run here. But
Yeah, iffy. The other horse out of the race has to be question marks over Night's Watch. It's just in the bin, isn't it?
yeah, it's gone.
Again, like there was money for it
I
late.
sacked it.
Open-
There's always money for it because it's
Yeah.
a beast. Blinkers on.
Yeah.
Missed the start. And then Ollie snuck all the ground in the world and it still didn't sort of get there.
It's a really funny race of just numbers
There's two horses in here that are just enigmas. Night's Watch is probably the captain of that team.
Yeah.
Ring-a-ding-ding's he's just like sort of wide-ending him, trying to get the votes to take over the leadership.
You've still got Sosie Bon in the race.
He's that like Muppet at the footy club, you know? It's just sort of wide-ending. The leadership group's trying to get things done, which is Night's Watch, and Ring-a-ding-ding's just nibbling away. It's what has it done here? It was awful in the CF4, but wasn't like completely disgraceful.
No.
It was awful here, and then it's clocked the second fastest last 200 metres of the race.
Yeah.
So it's saying, sack me. But did you see what I did at the death there?
Just a prick tease of a horse.
Basically, my opinion is all these horses are not to be bet upon next start or laid. They're just it's too tricky. There's great betting opportunities every day in this beautiful state of Victoria. These horses do not represent those opportunities.
Just a bizarre race overall, that one.
Yep.